1470.
Talk 1470.
WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Taking Care of Business with Freddy, Fixit, Santory, and Alan, the Voice Knight, as they bring the power of AMP2.TV video format to the radio. Today's show will have interviews and concepts that bring you, the public, closer to how real radio and television work hand in hand to bring the best platform to sell your business. Tune in on the WWNNradio.com website or follow AMP on AMP2.TV website to see radio. Now, here are your hosts, Freddy Fixit and Alan Knight.
Good evening, Boca. This is Fred Santory coming to you live from WNN Radio here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. Alan Knight is not in tonight. I have filling in for Mr. Alan Knight. One of the shows that we take care of here on NN, Mr. David Levy. And that's Dr. David Levy at times, yes?
Yes.
Yes, we are on mic 2. You know why? Blake is screaming at me. I can't use mic 1 because it squelches. I know. I should have told you 2 and 3. All right.
And shop talk.
I shop talk. Okay, and David's on. Beautiful. Okay. Mr. David Levy, how are you?
I'm fine, Freddie. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
You had a good weekend?
I had a fantastic weekend. We worked all of our shows on Sunday. We had shows introducing the Miami Dolphin football games. It was really, really a lot of fun. We got a lot done. But besides that, I understand you have a great show that we play here on Tuesday nights, right?
Well, yep, I'm on at 5. We're drive time with the Caregiver Reality Hour.
That's right.
And we've been growing thanks to you. And we have not only a local, but a national audience. And now we're growing into an international audience because caregiving is everywhere.
There you go. Very good. So we have Caregiver Reality on Tuesday nights, and that's between 5 and 6?
5 and 6 Eastern time.
And that's caregiverreality.com and WWNNradio.com as well.
Right, 1470 AM. But if you're listening to us on 1470, you know that.
That's right. And tonight's show is being brought to you by AMP2.TV. AMP2 is the video plug-in station for radio, television, and websites and everything else. And every week we come in and we bring in one of our shows to talk about how video has helped you on the radio.
Right.
Strange concept. A few years ago.
It is, and I was going to ask you a question. Yeah,
Of course he is.
Even though you're the moderator. As the person that, and I've known you now for a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Right.
And you are extremely innovative. You had this concept a few years back, and you had to go kicking and screaming to prove to people that this was really the wave of the future, and few would have believed that this was going to be the radio's venue, but it looks like that cable and all of the media that's coming over our smart everythings demand that not only radio be a listening, but radio also needs to be a watching opportunity. Mm-hmm. How'd you figure that out?
Well, it's really strange because it was, and he's going to be on with us. We're going to show another concept, another platform of what we do today, which is Skyping in members.
Right.
And Giovanni Santory, my youngest son, that I called the Wiz,
he is the Wiz.
He actually created this thing 3 years ago, and what he did was he showed me how video can be done all over the world. And we plugged in with AM radio. At the time, AM radio wasn't doing very well. It was actually doing very poor. And we show how video goes hand in hand and can enhance what you're trying to accomplish on the radio. Whether it's a viewable product such as food, and we do some food shows, or a show like yours that deals with seniors and caregiving and Alzheimer's. And we've done some smart video stuff with your show. And what happens is that a lot of people are more visual than audio, and we came up with the concept of if you can hear us, you can see us. and it's just taken off. It's
Yeah, I know. I every time I see you, and I see you a couple times
Yeah.
a week, is another show. I know you had one on just before this. Kay Bender and Rembaugh.
Yeah.
On Ask the Experts, and they picked up 12 phone calls from folks about homeowners associations. They happen to be the lawyers that represent the homeowners association that I'm part of, and as part of the on the executive board. I've dealt with them over the years. They're great people.
Well, they also had they were on the Business Time on Sunday. They had an ad for people to call in that they were going to be on the show today. And a lot of people did call, and they had some drop calls. The boards were filled, and it took us by surprise. Well, it didn't take us by surprise. What surprised us is that they are new to NN in terms of being on Ask the Experts, and that show is seen Monday and Friday from 5 to 6. And what they do is they bring in 2 experts in their field, in different fields, so that if you have any questions,
Ask the Experts.
you call in, you ask the experts. And they had a very, very powerful turnout today. But it's not only that. Also, we have another station here, 980 WHSR, which is the Haitian radio station. It's the international station with Leslie Jock, which
Right.
Leslie,
who I've known for a while now, thanks to you.
Well, Leslie should be running for politics. I mean, he had all the politicians up here. They did a half-hour sit on a news show from 5 to 5:30. And Leslie does 7-day-a-week programming, and he does anything from family reality to a big show that he has on Sunday, which is talking about world news and everything else, and with Haiti and what's happening with ISIS
and the Caribbean
and all over. It just
magnifies. He's
magnifies.
exploded over the years. I mean,
He has. Tremendous.
He is, to a great degree, and at least down here in South Florida and in the in the Caribbean, he's really the voice of the Haitian population.
Well, he's doing some remarkable stuff. What we need from his concept, his platform, we've learned is that we need more English programs, and we're talking about that with him, so that he can mainstream into AM with us, because it's in Creole and in French.
Right.
And he does a show on Friday night called The Bridge with his son, which is really doing remarkably well. But it's only one night a week. When Leslie's on 7 days a week, there should be some more English content. So, again, it's a great format. I mean, he has over 3.5 million view minutes going on since he's been with us.
Wow.
It's just a tremendous amount of people that follow him. So
he's good at what he does.
He is.
He's in a population center that has culturally and physically has a very large Haitian population.
Absolutely.
And he can reach with this concept. It doesn't have to be AM radio, because it reaches them because of what you do and the ability to visualize.
And he does a lot with the military services as well, and he has a big following. But before we move on, I got to say hi to Linda Harmon, who's running our board tonight in another room. We have Blake behind the glass. Hey, Blake, give us the arm. How you doing, Blake? How's everything going?
Doing pretty well, Freddie. How about yourself?
Good. Blake is the man in charge of making us sound when I tell him the right mic. When I tell him the right mic. And then we're gonna try something else. We have Giovanni is in Orlando today.
Right, and that's your son. Your youngest son, the Wiz.
The Wiz,
and we're came up with the concept.
We're gonna try to Skype him in to see how that works. Now this program it can be is being brought to you by am2.tv, and that's 888-565-14. No,
you
that's not the number.
It.
866-224-5422 is the number. Linda's going to kill me. But we're going to try to have Giovanni Santory Skype in. And this particular format that we're doing tonight,
we're doing tomorrow.
We're doing tomorrow 5 to 6.
Because I have a very special guest, and he's going to Skype in so that he can be an interactive part, not just voice, but they can see his face.
That's right. They can see his face, and anything that they have behind him, they'll see. And we're going to take a look at how Giovanni is doing. So, Gio, are you there? Is Giovanni on the line? Gio, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, and can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you, but we didn't see you yet.
Yeah, my webcam, just hold on.
All right. When you pull it up when you get a chance. But this particular platform makes it, because I've done this with Hallie Elise, which has a show here tonight right after us. She's going to be doing a show. I've done this with her from Spain.
Oh.
and I've done it with another show that we did in England, a show that we used to do before, which is Holly Meredith. So this particular platform is powerful, especially if they have something that they want to show on the other side. And you're going to be doing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing tomorrow with this?
Well, as you know, the Caregiver Reality Hour covers just about everything that there is to do and know when it comes to non-clinical family caregiving. And tomorrow we have a gentleman by the name of Dan McGrath. And he is not only a phenomenal financial person, and we're not here to talk about your annuities or anything like that. He's not selling anything. But he has been doing a lot of research into Medicare and Social Security, and he has come up with 5 specific things that were put into the law in 2003 that pop up in 2015 that affect all of us with regard to retirement, Social Security, Medicare, funding, because in retirement, almost a third of most people's budgets are for health reasons.
Gotcha.
The deductibles, your medication, copay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what he has discovered is very powerful, and he's going to be announcing tomorrow on the show exactly what this is. I don't want to preempt him. I've got a little idea, but Paul Battiato, who's my partner on the show and co-host, who comes from the financial community, has been walking around goggle-eyed that, you know, we're going to be the first to be able to put this out there. And he says it's a real blockbuster. He started to explain it to me. I said, nah, I want to hear it with everybody else. And so tomorrow between 5 and 6, what we've done for tomorrow's show is we cleared out some of the time we'd normally be talking about other things in order to give Dan a little more time so that he's not rushed in explaining it. And so in case there's a phone call or somebody wants a little more clarification, we've prepared questions for him, but the audience should know that they can ask as well. And this is not voodoo. This is, as I said, was put into federal law in 2003, and it blossoms in another 90 days.
This is very good stuff. And that's tomorrow, Caregiver Reality 5 to 6. This is good stuff.
I mean, this is something that's going to change a lot of people's thinking, a lot of people's planning, a lot of things they thought was happening aren't going to happen the way they thought. And you need to know this no matter what age you are, even if you're much younger and you're planning. All right, as well as folks that are already right on the cusp of retiring and those that have. You need to know this. This is not nonsense or a change in a little document. This is very fundamental stuff that affects your Social Security and Medicare.
Excellent. Gio, are you up now, or are you still working on it?
Yes.
Okay, let's bring you in here. Let's see what you got.
There's the man.
Now, if you go on to WNNradio.com and you take a look at us, you'll see Giovanni. Bring yourself back up on the screen, Gio. And you'll be able to see him Skyped in. And how's everything in Orlando, Gio?
Wet.
Wet? It's raining?
Very wet.
Yeah. All right. And Gio, we're gonna take a break in about a minute. I wanted you to go over a little bit about how the platform that we talked about last week, and we just got another order to go into Atlanta, so it's expanded. But you've created this platform a few years ago, and you do some stuff on your own with this platform. Has it been a powerful tool for you to get what you do out there to the public to see what it is that's going on?
Absolutely. If you want to find people on the internet, there's no other way to do it other than video. At least the most effective way is to just do it with video. Especially, I've been finding that we do long 30-minute shows, hour, 2 hours sometimes, and I find that while that's great, there are people that watch that show. There is also a pretty interesting share of people that just kind of want the good stuff out of the shows. So I've also been experimenting with doing short little, usually 3 to 10-minute snippets of some of our shows, and the response has been pretty good, actually. You
posted something last week, you told me, and you got some response real quick off of it?
Yeah, I think within the first couple of hours, we had almost 3 times the amount of views that we would get on our normal shows, and on a new platform where it was completely unannounced. I was just doing a little test, and I kind of leaked it out onto Twitter a little, and I was pleasantly surprised on the amount of growth that we had, just from, same content, just in a different format.
It's true, because when we do the pictures, we do a lot of Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest. When we do pictures and we explain to people what's coming on, we get a tremendous amount of hits on just pictures. So what he's doing is he's taking snippets. So we take your show and we put 3-minute snippets in there and we send that out. And the interest is there. It's peaked, because they're not going to sit through the whole thing unless they're going to go to the website, and then they'll sit through the whole thing and watch it. So it's a different fundamental, a different platform to get it in.
It's like an hors d'oeuvre versus a meal.
That's right. It's a good hors d'oeuvre.
Right.
All right. Why don't we do this, Gio? Hold on the line, Blake. Let's go to commercial, and we'll see you on the other side.
Are you a family caregiver? Are you taking care of a spouse or loved one who can no longer take care of himself or herself? Are you dealing with Alzheimer's disease and don't know what to do? Do you feel burned out, frustrated, and just don't know where to turn? You've tried doctors, lawyers, and mental health professionals and have come to realize that they don't have practical answers to these questions. What you need are experts, non-clinical family caregivers with 25 years of active experience helping thousands of family caregivers like yourself. People who can help you provide a better quality of life for yourself and your loved one. Who you need are David Levy or Paul Vadiato. Reach David at david@caregiverreality.com or reach Paul at caregiverreality.com and let them help you pick the right path towards improving the quality of life for you, the caregiver, and your loved one.
Are you in the market for a health plan? If so, please visit my good friend Gary at Health Plans Unlimited. No plan is too big or too small. Gary will customize a plan that's affordable and comprehensive, just for you. If you're interested, please visit Gary Goldman, the best in the biz, at www.healthplansunlimited.com. Again, that's www.healthplansunlimited.com. Or you can call Gary Goldman directly on his personal line at 954-303-6676. Again, that's 954-303-6676. And tell him that Greg sent you directly from the Gift of Life. Health Plans Unlimited. We have the health plan for you.
Hi, I'm Steve-O with the Ask the Experts radio show. Join my co-host Renee and I every Friday as we interview some of the most prominent professionals in Palm Beach and Broward County. Each week we combine educational information on a variety of topics with a touch of humor and entertainment in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement so you can be more informed. We offer interviews on such topics as family law, foreclosure defense, estate planning, sleep apnea, roof repair, funeral pre-needs, mold and mildew, alcoholism addiction, and even a show that teaches you how to buy a new and used car from one of the top dealerships in South Florida. If you have a business and would like to be part of the Ask the Expert show, contact us at 954-336-3767. Position your company as an expert in your field. Call Ask the Experts radio show at 954-336-3767. Be sure to catch our show every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. or watch our show live at wwnnradio.com and click on the WWNN TV link.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. 5422. That's AMP2.TV. You are listening and watching Taking Care of Business, powered by AMP2.TV, as your host brings you new concepts using radio and TV together, forming a powerful platform for business people in all areas. You have a question or comment? Call in 888-565-1470, and our host will provide ideas to bring your business to life. Now, back to the show.
And we're back. And you know what it is? There is a delay, David. So if you see the screen, you'll see there's a few
Freddy,
seconds.
I've been doing this now with you for a while.
I know,
and
but
so
I didn't want you to think that we
that
we forgot to turn the screen on.
Nah.
Okay, so we're back, and Gio, you still there?
Gio.
Gio, are you on the line? All right, he's not there.
All right, he's up in Orlando.
He's
having
doing something.
fun, even in spite of the rain.
Oh, well, I know he's somewhere because I know that he turns the show back. He turned the show back on.
All right.
Now, I wanted to touch base a little bit more about how you got started with Caregiver Reality. What made you? I know you've been in this business for 60 years, 50 years, whatever it is.
Well, I've been in it for 27, doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah,
But you were on it before that?
I had a career before I got into a career.
And what was your career before your second career?
I was in the real estate business.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in '88, after the third major cycle of boom and bust, and I boomed and busted with it, I said, enough of this. And it wasn't quite a midlife crisis, but I turned around and I said, going forward, what isn't cyclical? What isn't going to rise and fall and rise and fall? And I said, aging. And
America is getting older.
Well, the world's getting older, all right? And so there's no U-turn
right.
On the aging platform, all right? At least we haven't found the fountain of youth. Ponce de Leon didn't, and neither of any of our retirement communities. We can keep ourselves healthier and maybe live longer, but you got to hope you got a quality of life. But in the meantime, before all of that happens, we've just come through the boomers. With Gen X right behind them,
right.
Generation X, and they didn't do the most wonderful job of taking care of themselves. They tended to wait until the medical profession found the pills, surgery, whatever it was, and so we still have an awful lot of obesity that's turned into diabetes, that's turned into chronic illness. We have a tremendous amount of dementia that we're still even trying to figure out where step one is. And the best we're going to do over the next decade or so is maybe slow it down. Nobody is using the word cure. And even when you watch Stand Up for Cancer,
right.
that was on last week, even they were very guarded how they talked about maybe getting people into remission, better quality of life. We've been looking for cures. We've found it in certain select kinds of cancer.
Right.
And I think that this stem cell, use your own immune system to fight cancer, is going to be revolutionary going forward. But I don't think, as of yet, that we have figured out enough about the brain to understand how to use our immune system to clean it up from dementia, and we're just seeing the numbers grow.
Well, the other thing is, why don't you give us the website?
Oh, Caregiver Reality, 2 R's in the middle, caregiverreality.com. You can see all of our past shows, or at least a good number of them, and thanks to you, we also digitally film our support groups.
Right, which is a little bit different.
Which is different. Nobody else has quite got it the way I think we have, because these caregivers trust us, and I say you as well as me, and they call it like it is. It's unscripted. We don't even know what we're going to talk about until you turn the camera on.
Right.
And we've had some real down and dirty shows,
it's been interesting.
Yeah, and you won't find it anywhere else, and it's part of education. You can't be a caregiver without understanding what it means to be a caregiver, because it's not, like I always say, it's not the flu and a magazine and take a few Tylenol and you'll be better in 10 days. This is long-term chronic care, and because we're losing facilities at a rapid rate, especially nursing homes, which affect a lot of people who expect Medicaid to be able to put their loved one into a nursing home, this stuff's going home.
Yeah.
All right? And if you're not prepared as a caregiver, it's going to be a hell of a job.
Yeah, and it's funny because you're in a business where the baby boomers are getting older, and people
and I are too.
well, people that are in the position where I'm in the same position where my parents have outlived what we ever expected. They're in their 80s now, and the form of life has stretched out, and there are less people prepared to handle the current dilemma. But it's a great show, and that's on Tuesday night.
5 to 6 drive time on East Coast, and you and we replay it constantly.
Yep.
And it's a message that needs to get out there. This is not about your local home health care agency or whatever. We get into issues and topics that would apply no matter where you live,
That's
no
true.
matter what kind of caregiving you're in. You could be in a remote part of Podunk, you could be in metropolitan, wherever. Caregiving is a role, and you don't catch a disease.
Hold that thought because the show's over. This is only a half-hour show, not like yours. I want to welcome everybody to come and watch David tomorrow. Come on the WNNradio.com network. You can see shows that we have on there. 866-224-5422 is the number. I want to thank Gio for being there, Blake on the other side of the glass, Linda Harmon wherever you are in the building, and we will see you next week. Check out David's show.
Tomorrow night we got a real blockbuster, and when I say blockbuster, it is. And so if you're planning on retiring anytime in the next 20 years, you better listen to what we have to say tomorrow.
Yeah, check it out. All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have a great night.
Thanks, Freddy.
You have been listening to Taking Care of Business, powered by AMP2.TV. You can reach AMP2.TV by calling 866-224-5422 and join the AMP2.TV radio TV network. We give you all the tools you need to have your own show, both on radio and TV, and bring new energy and ideas to the business you're trying to promote. If you want to be a leader in new concepts and make your business number one in the area, AMP2.TV has the platforms to get you there. 866-224-5422 is the number to get you started. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.